Good morning, Elkhart. Starting another day. Hi, subscribers. So I did get a comment. Yay, someone requested something. It's exciting. I'll talk about that a little bit later today. Not yet. Woo. Watch the rest of the video to hear the information in regards to the Civil Rights Act and our Constitution, and it's called I think it's Consumer Clause. I'll have more precise information in front of me so I can speak somewhat intelligently. I want to talk now. I was listening to Democracy Now! It's a news I prefer to listen to. It's probably, I would imagine it's considered pretty liberal for news, if you want to classify it. I appreciate that they have, like, Cornel West is on there frequently, Bernie Sanders is on there, so yeah, like, it's probably considered liberal. Today they had, I don't know his name, or it's been yesterday, I listened to it the next day, a gentleman that, he's from Berkeley, and he's a professor there in sociology, and has a long history in sports activism. And so yes, I'm coming to the recent events of the weekend in regards to standing or kneeling for the national anthem. People who know me know that I'm somewhat indifferent to sports and professional sports. What I do care a lot about, which is why we've called this vlog series Kaiseros Justice, is I care about justice and I care about equality. And what that means to me is that people without power get to have a voice and, like, should have power. They should, like, and those with power should know to sometimes be quiet or kneel down, or they should be aware of the power they have, not to abuse it, and hopefully to find ways to use it to empower others. So that's my personal belief. I know different people think differently. So with that said, just to clarify, people are not kneeling. The kneeling in regards to the anthem is not a statement against veterans or the military. That's just confusion to people. They're kneeling because to stand and speak out against injustice. So let's go back to police. I appreciate that if I am afraid and danger, that police will come and risk their own lives to save me. That's a very courageous field career to be in. I would challenge that we give people jobs as police officers before they're actually mentally or emotionally prepared to handle the amount of power they have. Because they don't just get to, like, come and be heroes, but they get to choose right and wrong. They have the ability to to go into people's homes and destroy their stuff looking for things, and seizing their property and arresting whether they are guilty or not, just based on, like, what appears to be. And so there is a significant amount of power that police have. And if you have that much power, you should be extremely emotionally and mentally stable. Extremely stable. Because you need to know when to check yourself. Just because someone makes you mad doesn't mean you get to use your power. That's my thoughts. I both appreciate police, and I wish that there was a much, much more stringent process in getting that job. A much more stringent process. And that's a whole nother, like, hours of discussion we could have, of course. And I have a friend named Nikisha. She has some amazing historical information and arguments in regards to policing that I really appreciate. So maybe someday she'll be on the vlog with me. But here nor there. Colin Kaepernick, sorry I don't follow football as much as I should, or know names as well as I should, I'll say that's better, was kneeling during the anthem to stand up against injustice of police officers killing black people over and over and not being held accountable by our justice system. over and over. Our nation was built on enslaving people, and that history has not truly been addressed, and there is still just, I don't know what the right word is, like significant amounts of racism steeped through our nation, through our history, through today. And certain people are born with privilege, whether it's earned or not. Certain people are abused, mistreated, and demonized, whether it's deserved or not. And this is just a norm in our society. And until we start naming it and finding ways to address it transparently and honestly, the problem's not going away. So, this professional football player who's got a significant amount of power risks everything. You know what that means? This is his job. This is his passion. Like most athletes, I think, are pretty in love with football. It's not like, well, I work for the city and I clean the streets, and so it's a job that I get paid to do every day. Professional football players play football because they love the sport. They love the team. They love all of it. And it's been probably who they are since 3, 5, 7. And so for a gentleman to risk everything he loves, his passion, his career, his income, to say there's an injustice happening and it's not okay, takes an amazing amount of courage. And that alone should be respected. Hats off to Mr. Kaepernick. If I keep destroying his name, I'm sorry. As an American, I appreciate that I have freedom to say whatever I think with in regards to respecting others still and not threatening people. But I'm not blinded to the injustices of our nation's history, internally and throughout the world. And so I'm not going to blindly obey the military or the government or the flag because I'm told to, because we aren't perfect. We aren't all things. The United States has done horrific things here and abroad. And hats off to Colin Kaepernick for having the courage to take a knee, risk everything he loves, to stand up for justice. And thank God we live in America where he has the right to do that. What a beautiful day. The sun is shining. It's like probably about almost 10 a.m. and it's like it's warm. Like I can feel the sun on me, but it's not hot and comfortable. It's beautiful. So I had a fiasco months ago with the place where Serenity was supposed to be getting counseling. It was a pretty frustrating experience, and they transferred her case to another agency. And so I called that agency and confirmed they did get the referral, and they told me, it's a wait. I understand. I called back a week or two later. They told me I'd hear from someone in a couple weeks probably. They're like, it's not months wait, but so I waited again. I might have waited a month. I don't know. I waited a while though. Called. It was last week, and they don't have the referral. And it was one of those really frustrating conversations where the person answering the phone was almost argumentative, was definitely accusatory, like as if I've done something wrong that they don't have the referral, or that maybe not even accusatory, just this lack of accountability to the fact that they've clearly lost the fucking file. So there's this 10-year-old little girl who suffered through some ridiculous crap that she doesn't deserve, and all the social service agencies around that are here to support her just keep screwing up over and over again. I've yet to have one professionally positive experience with any of these social service agencies that are supposed to be helping kids. And I just can't help but to think, if I wasn't already, 1, aware of what should be happening, and 2, articulate, and 3, not quiet, or like definitely willing to stand up and fight for the little one, for Serenity. Then, good morning. And who knows? Like, who knows what would happen or would not be happening? And it speaks volumes to me of, like, I've been part of this system in working with administrators. Like, I see intelligence and integrity, and I have supported and promoted these other nonprofits. But then, like, working with them as a client, I'm just disappointed. I'm frustrated. And it speaks to me, like, volumes to this failure of our system to actually support kids who are in need and want help. So, I'm carrying all that around for a few months. So I'm going to the new counselor. Yeah, once I realized they lost her file, I texted my friend who works there, who called the owner, and then I got a call a day or two later from the therapist, and so now I'm on my way. So, ridiculous. Oh well. Hopefully my persistence will pay off, and this will be a really good counselor that'll align well with Serenity, who actually knows what she's doing, and will continue to work with her and follow, because Serenity's father is getting out of prison in a couple weeks, and I do not know what that'll entail. And so I really wish she was already actively in counseling, but I can't change that. It is what it is. It's better now than never. So hopefully this works out well and is helpful for her. And just as a side note, in my dreams, her father, who I've never met, who's been in prison for all of her life since she was like 1, will have come out and be an amazing, accountable, like, all-together dude who spends the first amount of his time pulling his shit together and getting his life on track so that he can raise his baby girl, and does that with intentionality, and then, like, builds a relationship with her to the point that he can be in her life and father her. I don't imagine that is what'll happen. I assume I'll be raising her for the rest of her life, which I'm happy to do because she's wonderful. And I would definitely support her family being able to love and take care of her like she needs.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion on the motion, and I will bring up, was that your wood burning stove idea? I apologize.
I might as well hear it tonight instead of tomorrow. It wasn't my idea, I just got rid of it.
This was only part 1. Stay tuned for part 2.